So, long time ago, I went over to Safford looking for opals. I'm recording too, and I started finding things, and I don't have a lot of the stuff handy because it's put away. But I just found this bag full of stuff here that is early model Safford rocks that I brought home to look at. Okay? Anybody recognize this guy here with the sort of largish cranium, big eyes, kind of caved in cheek on this side a little bit? My buddy the Emperor. And he wears a living crown. This is his head. He wears a living crown, and he's been looking for me. I didn't even know he was there. Had no idea. I knew all the stuff you guys know when I walked up there. And so I found these things, and they're, first of all, they're artifacts. They make pictures. And then these are metal. This is not like pieces of rock. Okay, this looks like basalt, right? A dark basalt with pits taken out of it, and could even be maybe a meteorite. Okay, and the shape is right, and it's got all kinds of things that make me think it maybe came through atmosphere. I find them. Let me see if I can find one. And they have like a dark streak around the outside. Yeah, like this one. Okay, and you can see it's darker, and it's always darker on the heavy side. And then there'll be little dark things, and so there's meteorites just kind of laying around out there, like lots of them. And this metal is AUPT, and I didn't know that because you know what? This is seriously heavy. This holy rock here. Look at that thing. It's really heavy. And you'll notice that those holes are not random at all, man. Look at that. I mean, that's a cool fractal pattern because it's a crystal. It's a single crystal, and they grow in these crystal shapes. It's a metallic crystal of AUPT, and that's like a leaf shape right there, and a leaf shape here. And this whole thing makes a leaf shape because it's a fractal. And metal, when it crystallizes out of the melt, does this. I went out there looking in volcanic ash. And so this stuff is all through the volcanic ash where the river used to flow. And I'm digging in ancient riverbed. Rivers meander over time, and time, in geological terms, is even longer than terms of living things. Okay, so in geological terms, some of those areas have been around for more than 4 billion years, about 4 billion. 4.5 billion is how old the Earth is, and it took about a half a billion to settle down, kind of figure out where everything went. And once that happened, weathering began, and there wasn't any life because there wasn't enough soil to support it. It took 3 billion years to make enough dust and dirt to support that thin layer of soil that covers the crust of our planet. That's where all life happens, and we can't live without it. That water washed the mountains over time, and the stuff runs downhill and collects in the valleys. And so the mountains wear down, and they've done so a number of times, several times, in the last 4.5 billion years. But this rock is seriously hard. I mean, really, really, really hard, because it's not a rock, it's metal. It's metal. That is metal. It has a cubic structure, you can see it. And the cubic structure goes throughout this whole thing. And this was supposedly quartz. Okay? That's what we've been told is quartz. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. Let's find out. Because you know what? I don't know, man. I just found this stuff, and I've been finding that everything tends to be not what I thought it was. I spent 65 years looking for this stuff. I've done it almost every day of my life. And it's not a hobby, right? It's not a fucking hobby. It's an obsession, all right? I have to find out. I have to know these things, because I am curious beyond my current ability to stand. I've got to find out now, because what I see is so cool, so extra fucking cool, that I want to understand how it came about. And so I started studying opalization. And the process is the same as what would make chalcedony. And they are, except in the case of chalcedony, it's a long process as the clay breaks down from just rainwater. During subsequent volcanic activity, opalization occurs, and it happens very rapidly. A couple of days, 3 days, 2 days, depending on light or dark opal. And it's the same basic process. The aluminum oxide layer of the kaolinite clay goes away, and it leaves the silicon dioxide. Okay, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, Yeah. Now, I've got a clear coat on this. That's part of why we can see into it. Okay, I've got a clear lacquer on it that is micro thin. It's less than 1 micron thick, um, and it's a very, 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 very even coat. So it's like I polished the whole rock, but it doesn't. It's not shiny. It's not glossy like lacquer would be, maybe, or that kind of thing. Like if I did fingernail polish, you can see a big layer of fingernail polish. This stuff, I spray it on, and it coats everything nice and even, and it dries up to this sub-micron thin layer. And I could see inside the stone in its natural state, as though it were polished. Okay? And the shininess that you see here is metal. And that quartz has altogether a very cubic arrangement. Look at that. It's not quartz at all. Not quartz at all. Quartz doesn't make cubes. Can't make cubes. Can't do straight lines. Doesn't have planes of cleavage. And when things start lining up in rows and columns, what you have is planes of cleavage. And look at the color of this stuff. That's platinum. That is platinum. That pearly color, that is pure platinum. The rest of this stuff is too. That's what that is. It's buttery little platinum, man. No wonder it looks like it took a long time to form. They can make it look like anything they want. And they do. It's got pictures in it and faces and all of that because somebody was trying to send us a message. And they know that curious monkeys pick up shiny rocks. And so my problem at first was I didn't know. That it could be dynamic. Okay? Whoa, huh? It's like holding a cell phone in your hand, kind of. And you can communicate with the person on the other side through time and space. They tie in to the fabric of the universe through the tachyons that light produces as it passes through the universe. Tachyons are time-like particles. Time-like particles allow us to speak and see each other in sort of character, perhaps. It's something that you have to think of. You want to show people what you look like, and they'll see you the way you see you. Whoa, huh? And when you see yourself differently. than other people do. You must be in control of the communication on your side. You're not controlling them. You're just controlling you, and you need to focus your mind, but at the same time, let it open to the thoughts of the person on the other side. Recognize them. When I meet my friend with one eye, I say, "Namaste, sir. It's good to see you." And I touch my third eye. He says, "Namaste. Luke, I am your father," and other crazy shit. He's a very funny guy. He also is my friend. And we have communication.